Whatever. Oh, we're live. Okay. I just saw today that.
The following opinions are 99% factual.
Is this your first? Is this your first time around?
No, I just usually it says your mic is muted, and you give me like a weird wink.
I thought we had gotten past the point of muting the mic.
Dude, I'm digging your Elizabeth Warren blue frames.
We'll talk about that later. Hold on. All right. Here, let's do the intro music.
The following opinions are 99% factual.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Hello, Milky Way galaxy. We are broadcasting all over the entire universe. This is Average Joe's. I am Nate Manier. It is November 8th, 2019. And yeah. Hey, what's up? How you guys doing? It's been a couple weeks since we've been on, and we're trying to get organized, and I'm all tangled up like a Charlotte's Web disaster. Okay. All right. So, as you see, we have somebody down here on the bottom screen. This is my buddy, Marcus Kincaid. I've known Marcus since my freshman year in high school, and we have been buddies forever. So I asked him to come on so that he could kind of give his point of view on some different things. And he's an interesting human for the most part.
Debatable.
Debatable on a couple different weird ways. So Marcus, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me on to the show.
And as always, I'm joined with my buddy Merle and his beautiful blue frame glasses that are, I mean, spectacular, dude. It really lifts my spirit being a cold fall day. Merle, how are you doing?
Merle muted his own mic.
Merle muted his own mic.
I did. There we go. How's that?
Now we can hear you.
It's been a week.
It's been 2 weeks. Are you okay?
I am.
All right. So something cool is Merle just got back from Maui. Side note, wow. Marcus has lots of family from Hawaii. So, that's the, what is it? The 35 degrees of Kevin sausage, the little thing you do.
The separation thing.
Yeah. 8 degrees of Merle Cox. All right. So Merle, how was your trip to Maui?
It sucked. I tell you. So
what?
Don't ever. It sucked. So look, I go there all the time, so it's no big deal. But this time I made a mistake. The day after I got there, right? I flew all night. I get there and I'd never taken the road to Hana. Well, that whole road has about 617 turns in it, right? Halfway through, I get sick as a dog and I just throw up all over the place. So I've got to get out of Hana, right? And so that's another 3-hour drive. So horrible experience out. If I ever go back to Hana, I'm going to take my time. It'll probably take me 3 or 4 days to get there. I'm going to stay there for a couple of days and then get out. So,
wow. And how many turns does that road have?
Like 617 altogether from start to finish by the time you get out. So I made it to about 308 before I threw up.
And that's why a lot of the people in the movie Moana, a lot of the locals were throwing up because of the roads. If you remember the movie Moana, it was just the throw up fest.
Right, it was.
All right, man. Well, sorry you got sick, and I'm sorry that you can't,
hold my own.
Question: why do you go there all the time?
I have to go there for work. So.
Oh man. Oh, terrible.
Yeah, I mean it's a rough job. Somebody's got it. It really does suck, though. I mean, after a while, it loses its luster. So,
well, I thought it was funny when you I saw you put something up on social media regarding you posted a couple pictures, and you said it's sad that you've been to Hawaii so many times that the only 2 pictures you have are just out your hotel window.
Right. Yeah, it was sad. Maybe I don't appreciate life enough. Maybe I should just stop and appreciate the fact that I get to go there a lot. So,
well, that's true. I know you appreciate that half turtleneck because you're looking good, son.
Well, it's not a half turtleneck, but we won't get into my fashion since you've already, messed with my Elizabeth Warren glasses. So
yeah. What's up with the blue frames? Why don't you fill me in on that? What's going on?
So you
are those
gentlemen,
Google glasses? Are you spying on us?
Well, no, yeah. So you guys are young, but so by the time you're like 45, like I wear contacts, and all of a sudden I couldn't see close, right? So the doctor's like, yeah, you need bifocals or reading glasses. So these are readers, and my wife wears readers too, right? Renee has like a plethora of them. She goes to the dollar store and buys like 50 at a time. So I just take her glasses.
Oh, so you're wearing your wife's glasses.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I guess we know who wears the glasses in the family.
That's right. Renee wears the glasses and the pants in this family. I'm man enough to admit it, Nate.
Dude, I love it. Are those like the little lanyard things that hang around?
No.
Oh, are those?
That's my microphone. That's my ear monitor.
I was gonna say, hey, dude, we're gonna cut you out of this, and we're gonna end this show right now.
Yeah,
we're gonna delete all evidence of it.
Right. Yeah, I'm not to the lanyard part yet, but so.
All right, man. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. And by the way, I've never heard the term bushed. Like when you're tired. When I texted you last week, and I was like, hey, we're gonna have to delay the show for a week, and you were like, no problem, I'm bushed. And I was like, what, dude?
You're a millennial. It's something we Gen Xers, I guess, say.
Okay, boomer.
Never heard that one.
Gen Xer. I saw a funny meme that talked about you today, Merle, but I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, thanks. Oh, and I've got and in the public service announcement that I got is if you do go to Maui, make sure that you take Dramamine if you're going to Hana. And
isn't that what Solid Snake takes when he has to focus his sniper rifle?
Maybe, but and Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, so.
Oh my gosh, dude. You're the worst. Make sure you take this to keep the nausea away, and Jeffrey Epstein. You know what? I'm switching the game up. He's still alive, and it was a body double.
Hey, that could be that. Could
right.
Be.
He didn't kill himself, but he did not get murdered. He is alive and well.
Alive and well.
Before we go any farther, Marcus, I want to. John Witherspoon passed away last week. The dad from Friday. Those movies have a special place with me and my buddies, and just lots of laughs, and it really made me upset, and just but he provided so many moments throughout my early life, and so it was sad to see Mr. Witherspoon move on. So Marcus, I want to get your favorite Friday scene ever.
Oh man,
from any of the Friday movies.
Oh man. Sorry, I just breezed through a bunch of them all at the same time. Probably anything with like Craig and Debo, that Craig Debo interaction, because the build up to where he knocks Debo out.
It is. It's a great build up to that moment.
Yes. It's like, but we use the term Debo so much growing up as a term of like strong arming somebody. So like it didn't matter what happened. If we're playing basketball and someone got knocked over in the paint, you got Debo'd. Or
bruh, I would turn my homework in before somebody, and they'd be like, "Oh, he Debo'd you."
Yep.
Anything.
You were in
strong
line
arm
to get into, a bar or club or whatever, and like the bouncer wouldn't let you in. Like, man, that bouncer Debo'd you. Like everything related to Debo. So favorite scene from Friday has to be any interaction that Craig had with Debo, and then when he knocked him out, it was so satisfying.
There we go. I mean, how many famous lines did Pops give us? You better put some water on that. That's my favorite.
Yeah, remind me of the typical black dad.
That's right. You better not put that cereal in the trash. You better put some water on it. All right. So we're going to do our polls real quick.
So many weird polls this week, Nate.
I mean, there was just one, and I feel like the one that you called me out on was not that weird. I felt like that was funny and provocative. So,
Okay.
hang up on him, Merle. Okay. Can you juggle? 46% of the people said yes, they can juggle. 54% said no. And I thought that was pretty interesting because I thought it would be less yeses.
Well,
And
you have to thank Mr. Who was the PE teacher in DC? That's
Mr.
all you guys.
right.
Yeah, Mr. Davis. That's all we did in gym was juggle. Like
Yeah.
we juggled all kinds of things.
Juggle
Bowling pins.
Yes. It was weird because we just all of a sudden became master jugglers when we graduated from Dayton Christian.
Looking back on that and thinking like how much we juggled. Like anyone that's listening that went to Dayton Christian in the time that Mr. Davis was the PE teacher, everyone knows how to juggle at least 3 items.
At least 3 random items, yes. And now, and of course, we juggled a lot because it kept kids busy. And he was like, I don't want to deal with them. Just give them some objects.
Oh, you want to change for PE? All right, we'll juggle these 3 pins that are on fire. Like what?
You rich kids who got to go to private school, that must be nice.
I'm sorry. Did you want to say something about our privilege?
We were in the hood though. Like we were in 5 Oaks, and if you don't know where 5 Oaks is basically Oakland of Dayton.
Tuition well spent. Oh wow. Well,
look how we turned out.
I wish I did better. Okay, so are you going to eat more than 50% or less than 50% of your kids' Halloween candy? And 86% said more than 50%. Marcus, how have you been doing on that?
Well, my kids did a really cool thing, which I was extremely surprised. They know I love coconut things and they know I love peanut butter things. So after they got done trick-or-treating, they came home and they separated out all their candy on their own. I left them alone, and they brought me down a bag of just Reese's, Mounds, and Almond Joys. That's it. And it was more than I'm still eating it. So I have no idea how much of their candy I ate, but they gave it all to me, and I was proud dad moment.
Dude, that is so nice. I mean, when somebody gives you a Reese cup, it's like somebody gives you like a gold bar or something. There's some kind of currency and some kind of like compassion involved in that.
Yes.
Because I'm not giving a Reese cup to anybody.
Nope, I'm eating it. I'm not sharing that with you. Boy, that's me.
Marcus has tackled me and eaten a half Reese's out of my mouth before, like a baby bird.
That might be true. That might be true.
Okay, so 86% of the people can't control themselves and ate their children's candy, and which I was part of that because your boy's struggling with it. Them Reese cups just stare at me from across the room.
Yep.
Okay, if you could make Mondays part of the weekend, but you received 1 day less pay, would you accept that? And 64% said no, they want their money, and 36% said yes. So I don't know how you voted on this, Merle. I know Marcus voted no. He'd rather work that extra day. I voted yes because I don't know. I just would rather have a 3-day weekend every week. That would be awesome. Merle, how did you vote on that?
I'm with you. I'm overwork. It's overrated, and
Well, I have to admit, like my work schedule is completely different than everyone else's. So every day that I get off work, I have a weekend, and then every 3 weeks I get 5 days off in a row. So, I mean, I got it made. So I don't know what this 9 to 5 life is like, but
okay. I mean, I'm glad that you used your rare existence to answer that.
that's what I'm here for. That's why you invited me on the show.
That's right. Keep it rare, son. They call me that Ruby tube steak.
Keep your work week to yourself, brother. I'm good.
Okay. Did Popeye's chicken sandwich kill Jeffrey Epstein? 48% said maybe. 52% voted Chick-fil-A. Now, I'm curious is to see if like people read just Popeye's chicken sandwich and voted Chick-fil-A, or if they read the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, because Marcus made fun of me and he told me I needed to go to bed that day and that my brain was escaping onto the internet. So which my mom agreed, and it made me sad. Like my mom and Marcus have this alliance against me. So
we have a alliance against strange questions. Against Morning Nate.
I feel like that wasn't a strange question. I thought it was like topically relevant, and I thought it was a good way to, I don't know, and it hurt me that you went straight onto the attack.
Hey man, I keep it real, cut and dry, straight to the point.
Cut and dry, like that new sandwich I hear. Have you had it yet, Marcus?
I have not.
I refuse to try it.
Tell me why not. Tell me why you refuse to try things that you're afraid of liking.
It's not that I'm afraid of liking it. I'm sure it's delicious. It's just the fact that I refuse to follow. And when everybody's, and people are getting stabbed over it, dude, get out of here. I'm not doing that. Plus, dude, no, I'm not doing it. I'll do it when nobody wants it anymore. Then I'll try it. Why haven't you tried it yet?
Because the only Popeyes I know is in the hood, and I don't travel to the hood no more.
There's one down here in Kettering. I stopped by it. They're outside shaking your hand like, welcome to Popeyes.
No, thanks. The only time I venture out that way is when I'm at work. So I'm good.
All right, Merle, have you tried it yet?
Absolutely not. I'm a loyal Chick-fil-A customer, and so yeah.
Praise the Lord. Good job, Merle. Way not to cheat.
Well, look, again, it comes down to age. Me and Popeyes, it's just, not a good combination these days. So
okay. I don't know. If you go in there with them glasses, they might give you like
why you gotta be a hater, Nate?
I'm not a hater.
Look,
yes, hello to everybody who's watching and joining in on this awkward exchange between three men on the internet. Okay. Does grammar bother you? Do grammar mistakes bother you?
Oh my gosh.
67% said yes. Yep. And are you guys voting yes on that?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think I voted yes. I don't remember if I voted or not. I might have just seen it and like got offended just straight off the question, like
right off the top.
Oh yeah, they bother me, and I just like left. I don't remember if I even.
Okay, so I gotta break this down just a little bit. In this day and age, communication is at an all-time high. Like it's never been easier to communicate with somebody. So if you know what somebody is saying and what they mean, why does it upset you if they use the wrong word or the wrong punctuation?
I would say that grammar doesn't bother me as much as punctuation. Punctuation, like really, I can't even explain it. Like when you have a run-on sentence, I don't know. I can't tell your mood. I can't tell your complete thought process. Please, like, use a period. I'm gonna call out my guy just because, Eric Ramsey used to never use punctuation, and he would say like 500 words with no punctuation. I'm like, dude, I have no idea what you just said. I just saw a bunch of words like that ran together. Punctuation bothers me more than grammar. So
yes, and I'm going to agree with that because a few years ago I got called out on my texts and social media stuff from a friend, and they were like, "Hey, you really need to use punctuation." And I was like, "Well, I mean, who cares? Why? You know what I said?" No, yeah, those run-on sentences with the exclamation point. Good job, Pop. And that's the truth, because you need a comma, and you need to when you have a new thought and when you are posing a question rather than making a statement. And so yes, I am with you on that, Marcus. And I will. So next time maybe I'll do the punctuation. Does punctuation bother you? Misuse of punctuation? He said Eric Ramsey. Shout out Eric with the long sentences, son.
They're so long.
Okay. This is a fun poll. Or this last one. Is it ever okay to manipulate somebody? And this was a 50-50 split. Now, what I thought was interesting in this is all the men voted yes, it's okay to sometimes manipulate somebody. And all of the women voted no, it's never okay, which tells us one thing, and we all know it. The ladies are lying. No, I just thought that was super interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
that is interesting.
Like, why do the guys say that sometimes it's okay or it might be necessary, and women voted no? I just thought that was really neat. Not even neat. That's not the right word. I thought it was interesting. I think there needs to be a deep dive into that as to why it was a complete split down the line.
The psychology of manipulation. So
Yes.
I think that maybe men don't see manipulation as a tactic that is rarely used. So it's very like black and white. In my opinion, man, if I continue this thought, I might get in trouble.
Hey.
If a female is using manipulation, sometimes it might be subconscious, sometimes it might be intentional. But I don't know. That is a interesting stat.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of an example off the top of my head. But I feel like there's a scenario where it would be okay to manipulate somebody if I felt like it was to help them or to save them or to, I don't know, but to never manipulate somebody. And that's how I know you're all liars, ladies. To say it's never.
I would say like
they're all sticking together.
Manipulate. Well, I would say parents manipulate their kids into eating broccoli or something that's good for them. You trick your kids into doing something that you would like them to do or eat, or just to kind of get them in the habit of whatever you're trying to get them to do. So maybe in that aspect.
Yeah, and I think that's a form of manipulation, whether it's we don't discriminate in age and manipulation.
Yeah. Manipulations is often seen as a negative term. So
yeah. And Carrie, I'm sorry that I didn't know that you be nice to your babies. Oh, I love you, Mom. Carrie, I didn't see that you had voted yes. I'm sorry. I got these results about 20 minutes before the show started. So what's that say about you, Carrie? Hey. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's our polls for the week. Oh, so and I wanted to get your opinion on this, gentlemen. In Massachusetts, they passed a law last week that if you get caught calling someone a bitch, you can go to jail.
I need to see that.
Yes, a mayor of a city signed into law.
No.
That if you call somebody a bitch, you can be hit with jail time.
For what? I mean,
calling them a bitch.
No, but no. There's
by the way, that law is a bitch.
Is that assault or like what is?
Well, yeah, they're just saying they're like classifying as like hate speech. So it is here. America has embraced the communistic views, son. Give me that speech.
Not America.
I know. Look, you already got your red commie flag line right above you.
Yeah, thing. And okay. I got a red couch over here.
And a red couch, dude. You're the Red Army, son.
And a red rug.
And a red rug. There you go. Okay, I thought of you, Marcus, because I saw this right before we got on. Actually, two funny, weird stories. And 39% of people said that they would spend a week in jail if it eliminated their student debt. Now, Marcus, I feel like I know how you would vote on this because it's 1 week in jail. But how would you spend a week in jail or prison if it got rid of all of your debt?
Absolutely. I don't even have that much student loan. I mean, it's still there, but absolutely. I mean, there's some people with hundreds of $1,000s in student debt. Like, yeah, give me a week, bro. I'm good.
Right. And I'm wondering why the 61%, so good at math, refused. Like they said, no, they wouldn't do it. Like, oh, I mean, it's a week. That's nothing. So I just thought that was interesting that the majority of people would not go to jail if it got rid of their debt. And then another thing I saw in
Lock
here.
me up, bro. Take me away.
Lock me up, son. Read me my
You
rights.
promise? Yes.
You promise it'll go away?
I don't need a lawyer. Take me.
Japan, the nation of Japan, they banned women from wearing glasses in the workplace
For what?
because it's not feminine enough.
That's a weird one.
Wow. Yeah, dude. I thought that was really weird. And I didn't realize that if in Japan, if a woman doesn't wear high heels to work, that it's frowned upon.
Yeah, there's some traditional things. For anyone that doesn't know, I grew up in Japan. I'm a military brat, so I spent 10 years of my childhood in Japan, and I moved to Ohio when I was 15. So most of my childhood was spent there, but there's a lot of traditional things over there that wouldn't make sense to Americans. But if you lived over there, you kind of understand like why they are the way that they are. So they value respect, and there's a lot of things that they value that we necessarily don't care about. So
Right.
it's just like tradition stuff.
Yeah. So Merle would be okay in Japan, kind of, because okay.
Messed up, man.
Okay. Did you guys see the first of all, Veterans Day is coming up. So I saw something on Amazon earlier. Shout out to our veterans. Thank you so much. If you're a veteran and you want Amazon Prime, you can get 40% off. So don't ever say I didn't do something for you.
Is it 40% off purchases or 40% off?
40%
Prime?
off for the year membership.
Yeah, Prime. Yeah.
Yeah, off Amazon Prime. So
Definitely worth it.
yes, it's the best. Dude, that one day delivery is so clutch now.
Yes.
I can't believe it.
Free shipping, man.
Free shipping and 1-2 day delivery. I mean, if you don't have Amazon Prime in 2019, I'm okay with those people being deported. Let's see. We have Rage Against the Machine is reuniting in 2020 for a new album.
Oh yeah,
super excited about that
for sure.
Let's see. At ABC News, did you see the Project Veritas thing this week, Merle?
Oof.
I did not.
Okay. So ABC News, if let's not forget, just a couple weeks ago, they got caught showing footage from a gun range in Kentucky and telling us that it was Syria and it was war, the U.S. or the Kurds dropping bombs in Syria. Nope, it was just right down 75. That's where you got that footage. And then Project Veritas, James O'Keefe, excuse me. He did a video. They got some leaked footage on a hot mic of ABC anchors saying that they basically suppressed the Epstein story back in 2016. And they had evidence with Bill Clinton, and they just refused to air it. So just another example as to why you should not watch ABC, NBC, CBS, all those different things, because it's just, it's a production and it's got a script and they have money to make. Whereas here, you're going to get the truth, son. 99%.
99% factual.
Factual, boys. Yeah. So ABC, good job.
I think that was crazy that she had. I mean, she went into detail. I mean, she had, witness testimony. She had, everything that they have, like when he got arrested, they had 3 years ago. Yeah, they had all that stuff 3 years ago during the election, and they stuffed it out. And that just shows you that executives, okay, for anybody who watches mainstream media and news, executives were willing to let a serial child rapist continue for 3 more years so they can make money and get ratings. So turn it off. That's all. Let's see. We have. Oh, did you see Amazon is now turning over Alexa recordings to assist police in investigations? Yeah. So anybody who has an Alexa in your house, don't commit a crime. And if you do commit a crime, in the words of Charles Barkley, don't write a check. Yeah. So now Amazon we invite Amazon into our house, and
they record everything and put it on, hard drives, and then, something happens, and then they turn it over to the police, and now you got caught red-handed, son. Unless, I don't know, maybe I could just I'm not committing crimes, but maybe I could start wearing a voice changer, like around one of those weird things you have on your, I don't know. Next story.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Dayton was voted the worst city in Ohio. So,
dude,
nationwide poll, people had to vote on the worst city in each state, and Dayton came in first place, which makes me sad because we have Cleveland in our state.
Yeah. It's not that bad. It's just we have dealt with so much this year. 2019
true.
Rough.
Yes, we had the tornadoes, the shooting. We had the rally. I'm going to call it a KK rally because there wasn't enough people to have a KKK. It was just a KK. And in fact, it might have just been a K. But yeah, man, Dayton's had a rough 2019. But shout out Dayton, man. You ain't gonna stop us.
We out here, 937. Let's go.
We out here, 937. Okay. Jermaine Whitehead, the safety from the Cleveland Browns, threatened to kill all the white people in Cleveland earlier this week. Thought it was hilarious.
Time to let you go, buddy.
Yeah. So there's a safety for the Cleveland Browns, and he had a bad game last week in Denver, and he went and got on social media after the game, and
Twitter was going in on him.
Twitter was getting him, and he sat in the locker room and tweeted a bunch of reporters and fans the address where they can find him, and said that these crackers can get these hands, and he was going in on them. One of the funny things I saw was somebody immediately posted something on Facebook that they marked themselves safe from Jermaine Whitehead. And then somebody called him Jermaine Crackerhead, which made me laugh even harder. So yeah, let's see what other sports things. Chase Young, let's hit this real quick.
Oh man.
So defensive end from the Ohio State Buckeyes, he got in trouble for accepting some money or taking a loan or something. And it makes me upset that the NCAA is trying to screw us because they know we're going to win the title. Marcus, your thoughts?
Thoughts on
Chase Young and just the whole situation? Because I don't have the most detail. Our buddy Rob sent us a podcast and nobody listened to it, and then we made fun of him.
There's a lot of details that maybe I don't know about, but from the sound of it, it's hard to say that. I can't say that it was wrong, but at the same time, athletes know they can't accept money, while they're, playing football for these high profile schools. But, in his circumstance and how it was, given to him, it was a loan. He paid it back. It wasn't from an agent. I think all of those play a factor into him, like, not getting a long-term suspension. But what he used it for, I don't know. I heard different things. I don't know what's true, what's not. But just the fact that he can't get a loan from somebody for expenses and pay them back, I just depends on what the source is. But we take student loans to pay for our expenses and things like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's weird that a young man borrowed some money, paid it back in a timely fashion, and now he's being punished for being responsible. That's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's it's just a bummer.
I thought I knew the NCAA's rules, but I guess I don't.
I know. Apparently, you can't take money from anybody unless, like, it's family. I don't know if he took it from a booster or I don't know for sure. Merle, do you have any details? It looks like you're looking something up.
No. He said family friend that he's known since like freshman year. So,
family friend. Okay, yeah, that's weird that you can't take money from a family friend, unless that family friend was Terrell Pryor and it was for tattoos. So yes, hopefully he comes back because the Buckeyes are going to win the title this year, and you're just going to have to deal with it. Let's see.
Hang on before we go to the next subject. LSU or Alabama tomorrow?
That game's at Alabama, right?
Yep.
And is Tua playing?
I don't know.
Alabama?
I'm not sure. I know who he is. I just don't know if he's playing or not.
Well, yeah, he hurt his ankle a couple weeks ago, and they said he might not be playing.
I think he's playing.
I'm going LSU. Roll, turd, roll.
I'm going Alabama.
You're going Alabama, huh?
I'm going Alabama. Yep.
All right.
I hope Alabama loses.
Yeah, I think LSU's going to get him, man. I think they I don't know, Joe Burrows, man, don't sleep on him.
Yeah, I think Nick Saban needs a little punch in the face.
That's right. He's about to get some of that check tomorrow.
Yeah,
He's about to get treated like a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
I mean, not literally punch in the face, but you know.
No, literal.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. There's something else here, but okay. So I'm gonna let this last got him. Okay, that's all of our weird stuff. So let's. I want to get into talking with Marcus about some things that he's passionate about. And this last story, this news story that I read this week, kind of leads into that. But I saw that the details of the new trade deal with China is coming out November 15th, I believe. And one of the big things behind the new trade deal is that China has agreed to start cracking down on the fentanyl that's being shipped in here, because 90% of the fentanyl in the United States comes from China. And I listened to a guy yesterday on a show. He was discussing the drug war and the fentanyl, and India is already setting up shop for when China cracks down on this. But I think if we can get China to stop, to monitor the fentanyl that's coming in, because like all things, it's a medicine. It needs to be used for some things. But yeah, that was one of the trade deals agreement. Everybody thought it was with tariffs and stuff, and it was to get China to start cracking down on all these illegal fentanyl operations. So Marcus is a fireman here in Dayton. I hope that I'm okay that I said that. But yeah, he's a fireman here in Dayton, and this is something that he deals with and he sees often. And so Marcus, can you kind of just give us a background on, how long you've been a fireman and kind of what got you into it, and then talk about Dayton and the struggles they're having with this, and not just Dayton, really the, entire Midwest, the entire country.
Yeah. So firefighter paramedic for Dayton. I've been there for about 5 years. Been in the fire service in general for 8 years. And, I just got into it. Justin Haney's dad actually asked me, who's a captain currently on the Dayton Fire Department, if I'd ever thought about being in the fire service. And so I had never thought about it before that. I was a network administrator working on computers, was doing that for about, 10 years or so. Just made the switch, wanted a different career. But anyways, the heroin epidemic was pretty bad a couple of years ago. It's still a major problem. But when we started seeing more and more overdose deaths was when fentanyl was being used, cut along with heroin. And as heroin became less and less available, fentanyl started to take its place. And fentanyl is, I can't think of it's like 100 times stronger than heroin, and then carfentanil, which is like a horse tranquilizer or elephant tranquilizer, something like that. It's like 1,000 times stronger. So they started cutting heroin with fentanyl, and people started overdosing and dying. And so what we do is, we get called out for an overdose, and we give a drug called Narcan. And what Narcan does, it immediately stops the receptor sites that heroin or fentanyl or any opioid affects. So it immediately stops the effects of that drug and reverses the symptoms. And so we were seeing a lot of that, 2 or 3 years ago. Even still now, it's not nearly as prominent as it used to be. But it's something that we saw on a regular basis, and I mean, it was really bad. It was really bad out there.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What do you think has been, why do you think there's been a drop? Is it because of the availability, or law enforcement cutting down on it more, or just people, getting treatment? What do you think are some of the contributors in it dropping, or we stop monitoring as close, or what's going on there?
I think all of that. I think there's a lot of people that really started to understand, what drug they were getting. For one, maybe trying to. I mean, there's a lot of people that died because of it, and so maybe some of the addicts around them started seeing, what was happening. Also, the crackdown from law enforcement, and then the increase in available treatment. All of these changes, especially with treatment, it's something that we could actively do. We can't stop everyone from using drugs, but we could help them get off of those drugs by implementing some programs. So, we implemented this position within the fire department, and they travel around with the police, because police are the first responders. Whenever there was some sort of overdose, police are always there. And this, I forget what the unit name is called, but this person basically is a EMT that showed up and checked on this person, gave them information as far as how to get treatment, got their contact info, and would keep up with them. And so there's programs that like that implemented all throughout the country that were given to people that were, needing some help. So I think it's a combination of a lot of things, drug enforcement, treatments facilities, treatment centers, making it easier for people to get help, and just seeing like how powerful the drug is, and maybe some of the implementation of CBD. If they're, I know CBD was being used as an alternative, and people were starting to just use CBD instead of, opioids. So I don't know, but it can affect anybody, man. Like,
Right.
Pills are the gateway, and a lot of it was, but what people would get started on is they would have an injury of some sort and get put on pain medication, and doctors were handing that out like candy, and adults were flopping them like candy, and not knowing the long-term effects of that. And, it just goes downhill from there. So,
Right. I think it's one of those things where it's like a perfect storm. I think you've got, because when opioids were first being, they're not addictive. We were told that, and people after surgery, yeah, you can take these, it's fine. And then all of a sudden they're having these cravings after they get cut off, and they had to find a way to deal with that. And like you said, man, anybody can fall into that. And we all, have friends or family, or know somebody who's fallen into that. And it's a weird trap. It's a sad thing. But did I hear you right when you said that the first responders will, like maybe a counselor or somebody to get their contact? So like from the date or from the moment they show up to an overdose, they're with that person and they try and keep up and help them?
Yeah. So, depending on if we wake them up on scene, because we can, like if they're out, they're unconscious, and we give them Narcan and revive them, they can refuse to go to the hospital. We can't force them to go to the hospital. We can recommend it. We always do, to get checked out, but they can refuse. And then at that point, that's when we would give them information on treatment. And if we were able to get some contact information, we could keep up with them, kind of keep their name in database, as far as like, yes, this person has some drug issues, and can check up on them as need be. Give them our contact information if they're seeking help, or give them information for treatment centers, stuff like that. So,
yeah, I think that's an amazing idea, because before, none of that would happen until you went to jail and then went to court, and then you would be, maybe you'd have to go do some counseling or some rehabilitation. And by that time, sometimes people don't show up to court, they don't care, and they just, so I think that's a great job by, our local first responders and our local officials or whatever, putting that into play, to where from like, hey, right from when we meet you, we're going to give you options, and we're going to give you, at least paths out of this, hopefully. But that's amazing.
Yeah. There's, a lot of times, before in the past, people would get arrested and go to jail, and then they would like detox in jail and spend however long in jail, and then come right back out and do the same thing over and over again. And so now the police, I wouldn't say they're more lenient, but a little bit more understanding of their situation, and realizing that if I take this person to jail, it's not ultimately going to help their addiction. So, obviously there's circumstances around, whatever situation that they're in that maybe garner them to go to jail. But for the most part, try not to take people to jail that are, you can't go to jail for using drugs. You can go to jail for, possession, things like that. But if we pull up and you're high, like, the cop's not going to take you to jail because you're high,
Right. And that's something that I think, like you said, just education and the old mantra, what knowledge is power. And, we're kind of educating ourselves on these things, and it's not maybe the best use of resources and tax money to throw these people in jail when that's not what they need, because that, a lot of these people they're just hurting, man. And, it stinks. And, the world would be better if we had less, if there was more kindness and more people extending a hand to help, rather than, just giving them the old Dayton Christian talk to the hand. That.
Yeah. And, it's a hard part of our job is being objective, because some of the situations that we come across where, people will be getting high with their kids, and then they overdose, and then the kid's calling 911, like stuff like that. And you pull up and you have to treat the patient. And I found that I have to stay objective, because if I get emotional about it, like, you never know how your treatment, how your emotions can affect your treatment. So in our line of work, staying objective is the most important thing to do in those situations, because, we're humans like everyone else. And even though we are supposed to remain professional, sometimes you see some stuff that, makes you not want to be professional.
Sure.
And, that just adds to the stress of the job. And, that can cause problems for us as first responders, seeing things like that on a regular basis. And that takes a toll on the person, and you have to, de-stress. So like all of those things that we've seen over the years, they have an effect. So just when it comes to the drug epidemic, that's something that, we dealt with on a regular basis too, is the emotional aspect of treating people.
Yeah, that's something that just talking with you privately in the years you've been doing it, and just the amount of stress and the amount of, like you said, having to remove yourself from a situation and look at something objectively, and that's got to be difficult. And then just like you said, man, the things that you see, it's hard to get those things out of your mind visually. It's hard to forget about them. It's hard for them not to affect your soul, like at a root cause, to where you just lose faith in humanity, or you see things that restore your faith. And that's pretty crazy. What do you think is what's something facing? What's the biggest challenge facing local first responders right now?
I would say, in specifically in our city, is stress. Related to everything that's happened this year, we're seeing a lot of guys deal with the emotional stress that comes with disaster and disaster management. And I personally have never seen as much resources for dealing with stress as I have in my career. And there's resources out there now that maybe weren't so prevalent in years past, because people recognize the toll it's taking on first responders, whether it's police or fire or even hospital staff.
Right.
Having those resources available so that we can continue to do our job objectively. And it's, it's a tough career, but especially this year in our city, it's been hectic.
Now let me get you on your okay. That was a weird text. Now is the stigma still there? I think we as a society are getting better, but is there still kind of a stigma within maybe that line of work to where you don't want to, speaking about mental health, or you can be looked at as weak, or are people still unfortunately afraid to speak out on these, or go see a counselor, or go do something to try and help you sort through these things? Is there still that stigma there that's maybe preventing people from processing things the right way?
Absolutely. I mean, there's our profession, whether it's police or fire, there's this alpha mentality.
Sure.
And so, you never want to display any sort of weakness whatsoever.
Mm.
But I think it's more of self-awareness, realizing that the effects of this job like really do have impact on everyone. And I think that stigma is going away, especially with all the resources that we have. And the more that we talk about just having conversations in general, the more
Right.
people are willing to talk to somebody. And that may just be your crew that you work with, like, hey, let's talk about this. Or hey man, I just have some thoughts, blah, blah, blah. That can just getting a conversation started in general can often lead to further treatment if necessary. But if nowadays, or at least in my experience of what I've seen, anyone that's willing to share or talk about the effects of something that they saw or an event, like no one gives them any crap about it. Like it's just, yeah, man, like, sometimes you just have to get that stuff off your chest. I mean, you may not need anything else, but just to have a conversation, where before in the past, people weren't even willing to do that. So,
Yeah, and that is with a lot of stress in any kind of life, any kind of loss, or any, just being able to talk about it and talking through your thoughts is so therapeutic. And
Yeah.
especially if you're talking to somebody and you trust, and you trust their guidance, it really can do the soul good. And but yeah, that's just nuts. I can't imagine, I've told you this is I think being a fireman, like the hero aspect sounds so awesome, but then like some of the things that you would deal with, being objective, and having the wherewithal, and being just conscious of your surroundings, man. I'm sure I feel like I could, but just the stuff that you guys deal with, and our first responders that shout out to them, and keep them in your prayers. And it's just it's amazing the stuff that you guys do, because you guys see the worst parts of life, essentially.
Yep. The only time anyone ever sees us is on their worst day. So,
Right.
like, once you think about it from that aspect, like, you start to have a little bit more compassion, because it's real easy to get jaded because of this job.
Right.
But certain outlooks like that, like some people, I mean, there's people that abuse the system, sure, but
Man.
for the most part, we just try to stay objective and deal with the stresses by conversations. And like you asked earlier, that's probably what we're dealing with the most, is how to deal with stress properly. Because a lot of that stress management can turn into drinking problems. So just try to deal with things in a healthy way, because most of the guys in this career field don't do it for the accolades. Like, we do it because maybe we get into it thinking it's like a super cool thing, like heroes, blah blah blah. But anyone that's been doing it for a while doesn't look at themselves that way. They're just gonna say, oh, I was just doing my job. And it's just become a part of who we are. Like, we just learn how to deal with that stress every single day, and like it's just part of the job. So
Yeah, man. And I'm, you sent me our group a music video earlier that talked about brotherhoods and your gang, and Merle's in the army, and he understands that brotherhood, and you have the firemen and stuff, and I think that there's a lot to say about just having those people that you got your back, and you can depend on them, and it is important. It is a brotherhood, and that's I don't know. Just thank you. You do a good job.
Oh, thanks, pal. I appreciate you.
But yeah, man, you said something there that's going to stick with me. Whenever we see people, it's on the worst day of their life usually.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that's just a lot to deal with and a lot to take in, because everything that we think is important, whether it's material things or relationships or whatever, it all gets put into perspective, and to constantly have that thrown at you, it's got to be just a lot to deal with. So, yeah, good job. Keep up the good work. And
thanks. It's fun though. Don't get me wrong. I have.
Oh, bro, your Snapchats are the best.
It's so fun.
I love watching how much fun you have at work. Okay, so one. Nope, we're gonna switch it up. I was gonna keep that up, but now. So Marcus here, my buddy. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Landmark. So go check him out. And I didn't get the text, so I guess I'm not part of the brotherhood. Yeah, you left the brotherhood, sucker.
Yeah, you ditched us.
Yeah, you ditched us. We didn't ditch you. Yeah, don't put that on me, son.
That's Nate's fault, dude.
So yeah, go follow Marcus at Landmark.
LANDMARQ.
LANDMARQ. Like Marcus. So he tried to be clever and it worked out. But yes, Marcus has been doing music for 15 years,
20 years now.
20 years now. Man, are you that old?
I guess. Jeez.
Okay, man, because I'm young.
You're older than me. Wait,
dude. No, I'm not. You're older than me by like a week and a half.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because you're twice as weak as me. You're 1.5 G's older than me. So yes, Marcus, he's the guy who he does our intro here. So I kind of wanted to get his he spent some time in Germany a couple months ago doing some different things. And back in the day when he had a studio in a storage facility, and that was, man, so many fun moments there and fun times. But it's a passion that he has. And what led you into that? Because we always, growing up, we liked music and hip hop and, freestyling and just having that fun. But then Marcus kind of, took it to the next level. And what made you do that? What do you love most about this?
I kind of found that I had an interest in art when I was in college, and I took a classical music class, and as music history, and as a extra credit project that we had to create something. It could have been anything. So what I did was I had just gotten into remixing software and DJ software, stuff like that. And I found the course came with this CD of like classical music. And so I took a Mozart track and just started listening to it. And I basically made a hip hop beat out of classical music. And after that, it was like, this was crazy. This was fun. And I've just been doing it ever since.
Do you still have that original beat saved somewhere?
I do. It's on my computer.
Oh, I'm going to have to hear that. Why?
It's trash. Listen to all you're like, that was like one of my first like complete works, and listening back to it is nostalgic, but it is not good.
Nostalgic but not good. I know, it's weird, man. Like everything is, you look at yourself years ago and it's just like, oh, that's why I don't even look at the Facebook memory thing, dude.
Yeah,
throw up all over myself. I pull a Merle whenever I look at the Facebook memories. So what, tell us about going to Europe, and who's sponsored to take you there. Tell us a little bit about that.
So just quickly. So the hardware that I use, this is by this company called Native Instruments. and I've been using their hardware for almost 10 years. And that's the piano in the background. So they make that, and I have this thing called the machine. It's like a drum emulator. But anyways, I've been using their stuff for years and posting YouTube videos about making music, creating music, doing reviews on music hardware, stuff like that. And they started to follow me and follow my progress, and just that relationship between myself and that company. They have a community manager that reached out to me and said, "Hey, love what you're doing. We want to send you our stuff." So they've just been kind of sending me gear, and I do reviews and stuff. And they had a 10-year anniversary of the flagship hardware that they use, and invited myself and 14 other people out there to Germany for the 10-year celebration of the hardware, and took us on a tour of Germany. And it was just a music-filled week while we were out there, and got a lot of cultural experience about Europe. I had never been to Europe before, but it was cool, man. It was dope. I met a lot of cool people. Been keeping up with them since the trip, traveling to see them, doing music with them. So it's been cool.
Well, what's been cool is watching you progress as a artist, because used to be whenever 2K would send me a link, he'd be like, "Hey, we just remixed this," and I'd click on it for a second, and I'd be like, "Nah, I'm all right." But now when he sends something, I'm like, "Hey, my boy 2K's doing work.
I'm growing." So
Bro, he's getting better. He's getting better, whereas we're trying to be 1% less worse.
Yes.
So hopefully we can one day be as good as Marcus.
You got to explain the 2K thing. So like when I was in high school, people used to call me 2K, and that came from, there was this video game called Tiger 2K, and it was around the turn of the century. And there was a cartoon character on the cover of that game, and I looked exactly like him. So people started calling me Tiger 2K, and then just got shortened into Y2.
Y2. I forgot about Y2.
DJ Green just called me Y2. So anyone that calls me 2K, like I've known him for years. So
yes,
that's where that nickname came from.
Yeah, my boy 2K. So yes, make sure you go check out Marcus. Any other YouTube? Give us your YouTube channel and Instagram, and make sure I had all that right.
Yeah, it's all just Landmark, LANDMARQ.
Yeah, so you can go check out some of his videos. And some of them, I tell you what, he looks amazing, and just his camera work is great. So
thanks, pal.
Yeah, shout out editor over here.
Yeah. So go listen to my stuff on Spotify, Apple Music, all of those good things. If you just want to add stuff to your playlist, I have stuff there. Just search Landmark and hear some good tunes.
Yeah, and if you want to see him in person, just start a fire somewhere over off 3rd Street.
Oh yeah, I'll be there every third day. So tomorrow and then Tuesday.
So tomorrow, if you're looking for a little Saturday fire, or maybe it's Saturday high, maybe Marcus can come Narcan you. Look, both of you guys put your head in your hands. That's so weird. All right. So Merle, have you had your microphone muted the whole time?
I have. I've been enjoying.
Well, I know, but I feel like there's been a couple times where like I couldn't tell if you were just laughing, or I'm like, wow,
Merle's doing other work. He's like working on his stuff from Hawaii.
I know he is. He's sitting there putting together like a what is
presentation.
A presentation. That's right.
I'm listening to Kanye's new album. So
okay, there you go. Marcus, what do you think about Kanye's new album, Jesus is King?
Content wise, I'm I'm glad that I wish there were more drums from a musician standpoint, but I like it. It's good.
Yeah. What song you listening to there, Merle?
I wasn't really listening to it. I was kind of reading about it. So.
Well, that's weird.
I was reading. I'm still listening to you guys. I was reading and trying to.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Marcus, you got anything else on your mind? Anything else you want to chat about?
I really came into this thing highly unprepared, so I was just kind of counting on you to lead the way, but I don't have don't have any questions, man.
So Marcus, that's how we do it every time we come into this highly unprepared.
We have a couple of notes jotted down and some bad jokes that I usually don't read because they're horrible.
It's 2019 and you're writing in a notebook. That cracks me up.
Yeah,
Dude, I told you there's something about putting pen on paper rather
This is
than
cool. I
typing
like
in
pen on paper.
your cell phone.
You're just an old.
Okay, Gen Xer. What did you guys have? Little, I don't know, dude. You're such a information.
Got him.
All right,
Nate,
so
I do have a question, Nate. So, when are you doing their stand-up routine?
so I'm working on that. Oddly enough, I was just discussing that this week. So I got
Well,
some.
you've been working on it for 7 years. So, like, are you?
No, I just told you I was working on it for 6 of those.
No, because I remember recording you 7 years ago.
Oh yeah, dude, we did do a few minutes and put it on a disc, didn't we?
Yes, we
So
did.
yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'll let the audience know when I'm going to go do it. And that's right. So yeah,
On there, boy, you got to get up on that stage. Quit being a little. I don't want to go to jail.
You want to do a Massachusetts?
Don't want to go to jail.
Stop being a little Massachusetts.
Get out there and quit being scared and suck it up and go stand in front of a microphone on stage and tell jokes. It's not hard.
I'm going to go stand on stage in front of a microphone and write a poem about you and why you're the worst.
See, I had to do it on a public forum because I've been telling you to do this for years, and you've been ducking and dodging. Bro.
You manipulated me into chasing my dream.
Yep. Look at this podcast.
I know exactly. All right, so Merle, you got anything else? What's going on this weekend?
We're watching the Buckeyes at noon tomorrow. That's the big thing. So,
let's go Bucks.
And we got Maryland. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh wait, son, you better take them focals off though. them fidgety focuses.
You get Call of Duty?
I'm gonna download it now.
Oh, lies. So for anyone that hasn't played Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty is the best game I have played in 7 years.
And that's quite a statement.
Yes, I've been playing Call of Duty every single year since it came out, since its inception, and the online gameplay is phenomenal. 2 versus 2 is the funnest game type I've ever played. So if you haven't got it, get it. I keep trying to tell Nate to get it, but he keeps coming up with excuses as to why he can't.
I'm about to go do it right now on the Xbox and start downloading, and I'm going to send you a picture of it so that you can not be so mean.
Okay. I'll stop being mean now. I'm good. I got all that out in the open and on public forum. I just had to call you out publicly.
Hey, shout out call outs. All right. Well, Merle, do we have anything else?
No, I don't have anything, man.
All right. Well, as always, you're the best. Thank you for doing this. Marcus, thank you for joining us. Again, check him out, Landmark on YouTube and Instagram and all those things. Do it for the gram. But yeah, thank you for joining Average Joe's, and we will be back next week for another exciting episode, and maybe we'll have another guest with us. We'll see.
Right. But don't forget, we do a 5 or 10 minute Average Joe's After Dark. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're gonna, if you want to stick with us, and we'll see how weird we can make it, son. Look, the background went dark.
Yeah, background went dark.
About to get hot, son. Get the Narcan out, baby.
Bam.
So Halloween, I was thinking about it this week. Halloween is the speed bump to the holidays, because now that it's November, all I can think about is Thanksgiving and the holidays, and I'm just so happy. I can't wait.
Hey, I'm already on Christmas because on 106.5 FM, they're playing Christmas music.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that yet.
Thanksgiving season is from Wednesday to Friday the week of Thanksgiving. That's it. That's the only time people care about Thanksgiving anymore. Brandy's already putting out Christmas
Yeah,
stuff.
so you can't put Christmas stuff up until I'll give you the week of Thanksgiving. You can, but
Here's what I told her. I said, listen, I will be okay with Christmas decorations being up in the house as long as you do not play Christmas music until after Thanksgiving. Can't. If I hear Christmas music in this house, I'm tearing down all the Christmas trees you've already put up.
all of them. You guys have more than one.
Oh my god. Exactly.
I mean, one tree, exactly. No, I gotta be quiet. My mom has multi trees. Halloween is not a speed bump. No, a speed bump is just caution. That's all that means. It's not bad. Like when you're going into a residential neighborhood, when you're going into the holidays, it's like, hey, slow down, be careful, take your time, give your family some hugs, appreciate what's going on around you. You know, and Halloween is that last like into the summer kind of party night where you're just like, yeah, this is exciting. And it's just, all right, you know, bam, calm down. You know, let's lower it down.
Excuses, Izzy.
They're not excuses. They're reasons.
Okay, all right. That's what my dad used to tell me before he beat me with a belt. But whatever.
Hey, easy.
Oh,
Did he catch you
my
like that
bad,
girl?
Dad. My bad, Dad.
Did he catch you like that girl in that video this week?
It felt like that. It didn't look like that or sound like that, but it felt
Man,
like
I've never felt emotion from a video on TikTok quite like I did. Man, that was so sad. For those who are wondering, a woman showed up at school and ruthlessly whipped her child with a belt, and then her child got taken away. So that's how that works. Ordered my turkey fryer tonight. Oh, we're having fried turkey this year. Wow.
Oh man, I'm coming over.
Oh, okay. All right. 2K with that shout out self invite. Yeah. So, you know, I was thinking about that. You know, Halloween is just that. It's that, you know, it's just it's the appetizer maybe, just for the holiday season. So, I'm excited for Thanksgiving, and I don't know. What's your favorite thing about the holidays, Marcus? I know that you venture out and went black. You do the Black Friday thing. You know, you went out a couple years ago because I went out with you one year, and I think I'm going to do it again this year. I think that's fun, going out at like 2 a.m. and seeing some of the things that go on.
Yeah, I don't go out to shop. I just go out to like watch what happens. You know, if I see something, I might grab it, but like for the most part, I just go out just to like see all the wild and craziness, and people get mad at each other for no reason, and
oh, it's so fun.
See people fight over toys and TVs, and it's great. It's fantastic.
Bro, it's Black Friday at Popeyes every day.
Yeah.
Yes, you guys should go watch the videos of Popeyes from the last week. You got employees choke slamming customers in the parking lot. Hilarious. You've got employees throwing sandwiches at the customers. You've got customers playing what was that? Twisted Metal in the drive-thru, and they're just ramming each other with their cars. So that's another reason why I refuse to eat the sandwich, because there's something in it that makes people crazy. That's not how you normally act.
Dude, they just sprinkle a little crack on it, dude.
That's right. Sprinkle a little bit of crack at it.
That's how they got people to like it.
And it might be, dude. That's that.
Uh-oh.
That's that crack breading.
Yeah.
That's that crack breading. All right. So anything else going on, gentlemen? Do you guys want to say? Do you guys have any weird confessions you want to make, or been reading any new books? Good movie you watched recently?
I haven't done
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And thank you again, Marcus, for joining us. And go Buckeyes.
Go Buckeyes.
The Bengals suck. We love you all. Be kind to one another, and get out there and make it weird. Weird, but nice.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.